mtazamaji kwenye kipindi cha leo. That is Nuru ya Asubuhi on Mizpah Tv, where we keep the fire of the altar burning 247. Today is Money and Business Monday, and today we want to understand more on matters financial management and credit worthiness. Is it worthy for you just to take that loan that go on credit and all that? Is it worthy? We have with us Anna Wamboi Njoroge, Ama, well known as YGP, and she's an accountant and financial consultant, and she's here to help us understand more on that topic of discussion, financial management and credit worthiness. So feel free to join in the conversation via our SMS line that is on your screen, and also on our YouTube page and Facebook page. We are actually live on those two pages right now, so you can share with as many people as possible, and also you can like and comment hapo kwenye Facebook na YouTube page. Remember, Mizpah TV Kenya. Also, don't forget we have a channel kwa WhatsApp. You can also follow us as well. Karibuni tuweze kusemezana zaidi. Good morning.
Good morning, Emily.
How are you doing?
I'm well, I'm fine, I thank God.
Karibu sana, Madam Anna.
Asante.
We are glad to have you, and with the knowledge of you being an accountant and a financial consultant, you're in safe hands.
For sure.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
So we'd like to understand more when it comes to financial management and also credit worthiness. So saizi, people have this notion ni kubaya. A notion people have, and so they're trying to manage their finances in a bit tricky, with the whole economy and all of that. Na pia wanajipata wameokopa more. So is it all worthy? That's what we want to understand. So help us understand that. Karibu.
Thank you, Emily, for having me here. Karibu. I really appreciate. One of the risk that we are seeing right now, especially the young generation, is getting into a lot of credit or loan, and then afterward you become unreliable in terms of getting finances to finance your investments. So you get people who are just amepata gig, anaenda natafuta loan, hajatafuta kujua hii loan risk yake ni gani, the cost of this loan vis-a-vis the returns that I'm supposed to get ni gani, or anachukua loan to finance some things that are not you don't get loan to finance some things. There are some things you don't get loan to finance. So first of all, I think we need to understand what is financial management and what is money, because financial management deals only a lot with money. And money, kulingana na the system, the Babylonian system tunapata, ni kwamba it is a nini of exchange, a form of exchange. It is a channel of exchange or a unit of exchange. But I tend to take it more spiritual, that money has a spiritual angle to it. And when we get the spiritual angle to it, tutaweza kupata financial breakthrough pertaining to poverty. Let me say that. Because if there is one thing that Christ alijaribu kulinganisha, ni serving God and money. And he said you cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve God and money. So you wonder how can we say God is we cannot compare him. But here is Christ comparing. You cannot serve two masters, God and money. So money can be a master. And that's where Paul tells Timothy, the love of money is the root of all evil. Kindly note, it is not about money. Money is not evil, but the love of it. The love of it. So how do we get to be able to come free from the financial struggles? It is just managing finances. And that it is just, financial management is just a plan of managing your money. It can be in personal level or business level. And so how do you come up with a plan to be able to manage finances?
And that means that if you don't manage your finances, you'll get into credit.
Yes.
So they are intertwined.
Very much. Okay. And after that, poverty, unakuwa tu poor. It is a spiritual angle of money. Okay. So we need to know that money ama kitu chochote Mungu anatupea, we need to be stewards of it, including money, because the Bible says in Deuteronomy 8:18, it is God who gives us the power to make wealth. So power to make wealth, when in regards to money, it is God who gives me the power to make that money. So he calls for me to be a steward towards it. And how do you become a steward toward it? Biblia pia inatuambia kwamba the true religion is taking care of your family. So you get both baba na mama in terms of taking care of the family, in terms of shelter, food. Inakuwa heri ajinufaishe kwanza kuliko anufaishe watoto. And that's how poverty doors get opened, because we have to take care of our family first. So financial management, first of all, you need to understand, to know what do you have. Uko na nini? Na hiyo ndio chenye Mungu anauliza sana, uko na nini? So right now, because I know so much of us tuko na loans, tuko na nini, but ukikaa chini kama sai mtazamaji, angalia pesa yenye uko nayo ama yenye una expectiki kuwa nayo. If you are on salary, if you are on business, how much do you get maybe in a month? How much do you get in a week? You can put it down. Then vis-a-vis the expected expenses. Kama ni loan, kama ni shule, kama ni nini, weka kando. Okay? So financial plan ni sasa kujistrategize. Hii income kwa accounting tunasemanga you create a T format. Ni hivi tu unachora debit side and credit side. Okay? So unaweka debit ni pesa yenye uko nayo. Credit ni yenye itatoka, hii pesa itatolewa itumike. Okay? So unaangalia na kuna rule kwa hiyo. Now this is now financial management. There is a rule to that. And we call it 10, I call it, I don't know whether other financial consultants call it like that. 10, 20, 20, 50 rule.
Okay. 10, 20, 20.
I call it 10, 20, 20, 50 rule.
Okay.
Percent, in terms of percentage, that goes to 100%. Okay. Why 10%? 10% is giving back to God. It is tithe.
Yes.
It is tithe, and that is the minimum of, na tithe haitoleangwi tu ati juu watu wa church na nini. If you believe that it is God who gives you the power to make wealth, you're supposed to pay tithe.
Faithfully.
Not giving, you pay 10%, because if you cannot, what as in 90%, kama itakuwa protected, lazima upatie huyu mwenye anakupeanga umrudishie mkono. Hata kwa Kikuyu tunasema rudisha mkono. You know. So 10% is tithe. Okay? Then 20% weka kwa savings.
20%.
Your savings, like uko na ka saving kaka na sige tate, si chama. Because chama mimi huwa naisema ni a forecast expenditure. Ni expenditure umeforecast utaspend. Because mara mingi, okay, I don't know about other people, but like as women, unatoaga chama ukijua hiyo pesa ikitoka sijui nitafanya nini, nyumba nitanunua nini. So it is a forecast expenditure. So we cannot call it as a saving strategy. Saving strategy is something that you save that will earn you returns or profit in the future. Let's say you can save in you can save in shares, so that at the end of the year you get dividends. Okay? You can put in treasury bills in the government. At the end of the time you have some interest or returns back to you. Now that is a saving. Something that at the end of a certain period utapata pesa back. Sometimes you can even put it in a fixed deposit account, pesa yenye hautatoa. And then we have, let me put the 50, let the 50% come in, because that is very important. Now 50%, that one is taking care of your expenses, basic needs, housing, shelter, food. Okay? The 50% takes care of your housing, shelter, and food. If for example you're blessed, you don't have haulipi rent, it is an advantage. You can reduce that amount. You can reduce that percentage. So 50%, kwa hii 50%, Kama unalipanga nyumba on your salary, more than 20%, you're making a mistake with your money.
Hold up, more than 20%?
Yes.
Ati unapeleka kwa
ikipita 30% ujue sasa hiyo unatajirisha watu. Hiyo usikuishi unaishi.
So live in, according to your means.
According to your means. So if your salary is 10,000, 20,000 is about 2K. Sindio, 20% is about 2K. Tafuta nyumba ya 2K. Okay, kama familia ni kubwa na nini, jifinye fika basi 30% hapo. But ukipita hapo, utakuwa ukiishi kwa loans, kwa manini, ndio uweze kufinance the running affairs of your maisha, yani the running expenses, the daily expenses, which is a very risky business, because in the future utakuwa hauna retirement plan. Na unajua the Bible says, I think in Habakkuk, that ujiweke, not Habakkuk but Lamentation, ujiweke mizigo ukiwa myang. Ukiwa myang ubebe mizigo mingi, because kuna age itafika hautaweza kubeba hizo mizigo. So uweke mizigo mingi ya invest na nini, so that in the old age you'll be able to benefit from that. So 50% that will take care of your food, of your shelter, of the affairs of the house, the basic needs. Yes. And then we have the 20%. Hii 20% ni entertainment. And when I say entertainment, get me right.
Please clarify, Todo.
Get me right. Because and that entertainment unaweza weka pia take care of emergencies. Okay? So ni wewe unajua entertainment zako, because ukifanya kazi sana tena bila entertainment utapoteza. You lose it. You won't have the energy to do anything. So entertainment ni nini?
Yeah, please.
People will define that, because kuna wengine inakuwa on the too negative, pombe nini. But I'm talking of something that will enable you to think right, to relax. Some of the people will like me, I like entertaining myself with reading books. Yeah, I read financial books.
Also the 20% nenda kununua vitabu.
Tanunua vitabu, unaona? Tanunua CD, nitafanya vitu kama hizo, nisikize vitu kama hizo. Or I go and entertain myself with a lunch. Kadate ka lunch, kitu kama hiyo. Kuna jitreat, ndio hiyo entertainment. Or even hanging out with friends, because pia networking is very important, especially in terms of financial freedom. It is through people that huwezi work peke yako. You cannot work alone, Emily. It is through people. We connect with you. Unajua I'm a financial consultant. Unasikia mtu ako na issue ya taxation, unamrefer kwangu, vitu kama hizo. So at times we come, sit down, talk business, talk social life, and that makes you live a healthy life.
So according to what I'm saying here, kuna ni kama inafuata system. There is the 10, inafaa kwa the first.
Yes.
The 20,
then the 50.
Then the 50.
Yes.
So 10, then 50.
Yeah.
Then the 20% ya kusave na come next. Then entertainment ndio the last.
Yes.
That is the procedure for financial management.
Yes.
If you are earning a salary, awesome.
Actually, it also applies if you are in business.
Also, if you are in business.
Especially the small medium enterprise businesses, it also applies to them.
Okay.
Yeah, because you work on the profit that you have. Zingine una revamp back to the business. Now the 20% can take care of back to revamp it back to the business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've had many people who've put the 20% mbele, either savings at ndio. Jo, temptations ni nyingi. Na save pesa yote sinifanye kitu kingine kwanza, alafu I'll save next time. So depending, can you say depending, ama it has to follow that procedure?
If it depending on your discipline in terms of finances, it depends on your discipline. Because if you feel huna discipline ya kusave, you better save fast.
Yeah.
But kama uko na discipline, like you, for example, people have a standard, ilikuwa kitu nini yenye banki na toa tu hiyo pesa mara moja inapeleka kwenye umesema ipelekwe. So it depends on people. There are people who are very much financial disciplined, anajua hii account siguzangi
no matter what.
Yes. So it depends, but depending on you, you can do 10, 20. Myself, I do 10, 20, 50, 20. So that 20 hata saa zingine naweza ipunguza.
Okay. Now, is this the only way to manage your finances, ama there is more?
I believe there is more.
Okay, tell us about it.
I believe there is more in terms of depending on your investments or your unataka kuachieve nini at the end of investment objectives at the end of the time. What do you want to achieve? Alafu pia there is also things pertaining to age. Yeah. Investments pia inadilingi na age, because unakuta, and that's why if you check wale wenye walichanuka mapema at a younger age, they become very wealthy at an older age. Why? Because let's say from 25 to 40, your age wengine hawajaolewa, so it's just you. And at that time, it's a very good time if you're having a business or if you're having an income, very good time of investing. Because hakuna pesa, if 50% inaweza kuwa haitumiki yote. You know? So una invest kwa vitu zenye zitakuletea returns in the future. If your income or in whichever, whether it's business or employment, iko mob, hata unaweza invest kwa real estate. You know? So by the time watoto wanakam na bibi ama bwana, umeshajipanga.
Really? That's wise.
Yes, you know, I remember before I got married, when I knew now my husband was about to propose to me, I said, hey, unajua mtu akioleo juagi mambo inaendaga.
That is true.
So I went mbio nikatafuta land, nikajipatia moja. I went mbio. And guess what? Who was facilitating that? It was my husband, who is a banker. So naenda ninanunua kwake, asema weka hilo tugaka wewe. Na sasa hiyo mimi nimesema tu acha niweke, kwa sababu tukiona sijui mambo inachange aje. You have a very good plan
and backup
plan
yes.
when you are young, yes. And when you have the strength, you're getting money that doesn't have a lot of outlets, so you can focus on, so that rule can change. You can decide to social ibaki 20 your entertainment, so you can decide this 50 plus 20 70 I can be using only 10%. Mwingine labda anaishi bado kwa wazazi but anapata pesa, so pia unaweza amua wacha nisikue quick kutoka kwa wazazi. From especially for us women, ladies, or ladies, wacha nisikue, let me invest.
Okay.
So and that one will always change.
There's also this question where people say, other than maybe saving, you know, like saving, you should translate it to investments, because saving, it's just being dormant, you know, at wherever place you've decided, maybe as an account or anything. So other than saving, there are those who encourage puts investment. Is that right? Ama savings inafaa kwa peke yake, then investment peke yake?
It is very right. It is very right. Actually, saving, when I'm talking about saving, sisemi kuweka pesa ikae dormant, because mi huwa ninai-translate aje, ni pesa ninaweka waiting for an expenditure to arise, then we withdraw. But saving in this term is saving with the aim that you are earning returns out of it and profit from it. So sometimes that saving, kama ni ya kusave ikingoja, inangoja kagig kazuri, niweke nipate pesa mob on that we can call it saving. There is an opportunity that you are spotting, and so you are putting money so that when that opportunity comes, you have already done research on that opportunity, you know it is a good deal, you have the money to invest in. You have of course tumesema it is money is spiritual. You have also inquired from God, you know, this is the will of God for me to invest in this. You go invest, you get your returns. So saving ni pesa yenye unaweka with the aim of investing it, not with the aim of spending it. Because unaweza kuwa una save because bado deal yenye unangoja haijakam. Ama ujapata way through mzuri ya what to do. Unaona? So by the time unapata yo deal poa, you have the money to go and do that deal. And so apart from, because we'll after the break we'll talk more about the credit worthiness, but apart from the credit, you know, and loans, what other mistakes do most people do when it comes to financial management in the maybe 1 minute that we have? The most mistake we make is hiyo ya kusave. Mimi hiyo ndo naona ni mistake kubwa ya kusave, kufanya expend. Wewe akili yako inakwambia una save, but after that unatoa hiyo pesa unaenda niliona kitu poa, niliona something has come up, naenda naitumia. That is not saving. Yeah. And then another thing is to get loan to finance food. Unaona mtu ako hoteli, amekopa kuuliza mara hiyo amelipa bili yake ya food. Those are mistakes. They seem to be very kidogo. Unakopa 100 antalipa na 10 bob kesho. You think it is very small, but I tell you, Emily, nikikuhesabia the interest to it, you'll be paying 110% or 150%.
Please, we'll do that calculation, because babu, we need to talk people out na tuko hapa kuharibia watu biashara wa credits. Tafadhali msiseme ndio Mizpah TV, sue them. Hapana, we're here just to make sure that as much as you're taking the loans, you're doing it in a very responsible way. And as much as you're taking the credits also, you're wise in your decisions. So allow us to take a break right there. I hope you've understood the 10, 50, 20, 20 that translates to, that adds up to 100%. That is for you who is who does who receives a salary. And also alisema pia in business wise, that rule can also work. So write it down. 10% tithe, 50% basic needs, 20% savings, and the other 20 entertainment. Please, you're working, so jibambe kidogo. We take a break, but we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. This is Nuru ya Asubuhi.